innocent girl is being raped every other day. An innocent boy is being raped any other day. Family, cousins, mates, and yet when they want to speak, we shut them up. What was their crime? What was their crime? Just what was their crime? Are we going to still keep silent to this? Is the government still going to keep silent? Is the community still going to keep silent? What is our crime?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of This is Life. Today, we will be talking about something that has spread widely in our communities, in our country, Cameroon. It is no doubt that in the past few months, we've all observed the rampant, gruesome rape and killings of young girls. Something that was rarely seen in our communities, something that was rarely experienced by most people. Today, we live the reality that we feared. Today, many young girls and boys out there are unsafe. This is life. And we'll be talking reality on child rape and murder. Geraldine, I know it's a very emotional session. And as a mother is not just one who gives birth to a child. Laura, you are a mother yourself. You've raised and you are raising a beautiful girl, your niece. And speaking for myself, when I saw the picture and information that was on social media, the recent killing of the little girl was brutally raped, killed, and abandoned in an uncompleted building. I was numb for a moment. As a mother, I stopped breathing for a second because I know what it means to have a child in you for 9 months, give birth to them, raise them, just to have a beast feast on them. I don't know what's going on with Cameroon recently, but one thing I know is something needs to be done. To get our beautiful country back, because this is not a country I recognize anymore. What do you think is going on? Is it that this is something that has always existed and shown, and it's only now coming to light? Or you think there is something that is being done differently to warrant not only young girls, but little boys raped, killed, and treated in the most gruesome manner?
Rape has always been a topic, or rape has always been in existence. The difference is that in the past, even when you try to voice it out,
Yeah.
your own loved ones will shut you down because they want to protect the family. People were raped by their brothers, raped
Yeah.
by their cousins, raped by the father, raped by the mother. I mean, it's both ways, boys and girls. And you were raped by strangers. But because a few people had the confidence, they had the boldness to stand up and voice it out,
Yeah.
they were shown, they were brutalized. So it pushed a lot of people not to voice it out because the victim becomes the meat that every vulture wants to eat. You're lying. They would say it was about your dressing. You were
Yes.
indecently dressed in those days. That was always the excuse
There
they
is
gave.
always something to blame, but
Yes.
the rapist.
But did the person give the consent? No. Because as long as there's no consent, be it in marriage, be it as a single person, be it as a child,
Yeah.
rape is
It's rape.
rape. Because it brings emotional damage, psychological damage, physical damage. You know, the difference now is children have been involved a lot. You hear more of the involvement of children being raped.
Yeah.
We talked about what happened in Yaoundé, the 7-year-old.
Yeah.
I remember a girl told us 2 weeks ago that in Mutengene now, they mostly rape between the ages of 2 to 3 years of girls, young girls. How do you have that mind to take that kind of a child, a 2-year child? What are you penetrating into? With no bones, with nothing. What are you thinking in the first place? And so at the end of the day, you're asking yourself, is it a normal person that will get up in a day and then you take a child and rape? I was in Tico last week and this woman was explaining to buy fresh fish. Woman was explaining that her grandchild was playing with her friend. Then the friend's neighbor passed and saw them and then took the child that is their neighbor, like, can we go cut mango? Let's go and harvest mango. So he carried the neighbor's child and they were going.
How old was the child?
The child was, she said, 6 or 7. So her own grandchild now, it did like pikiwe don the sense don the waka.
Wow.
She started tiptoeing and following them. Now this guy took this child into a place, bent this child and closed the mouth. So that's when this woman's own grandchild now ran back and called a neighbor that come. They want to do something to the other one. That's how they came and caught this guy. Then took this child out to the hospital. And then they realized when they made the hospital test, that they realized he tampered with the anus of the child. But it wasn't that bad because they caught him while he was still starting that. Your own, we have this African community where I am your safe place, you're my safe place. If I am not there, I know my children are safe with my neighbor. Then when your neighbor becomes
Your enemy.
then are we really safe in this world? Now, there are 2 different things that come into play now. We have heard of issues where because people want to have fast money, so you have to pay a price. Rituals, where they rape children and then to get money, to gain power, to gain fame. It is happening everywhere. Rape is not something that we can support. But look, how do you hold a child of 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, and you do that? Are you really human? The world has changed. I really cannot explain that because, believe you me, the Bible will say forgive. But you touch my child, I will tell you keep that Bible first, and then I will deal
Let
with
me be
you.
a let me be an
pretend.
atheist for a moment. Let me not believe in God for a moment. Let me go to jail for life.
The Bible, the same Bible that says forgive.
An
It's the
eye
same Bible
for
that
an
says
eye.
sin. And that's a sin.
And it's the same Bible
Don't sin
that will tell me
against
an
God.
eye for an eye.
And
I
it's the
will
same
pick
Bible
an
that will
eye
say
for an eye. No, it's not just going to be an eye for an eye. It's a life for a life.
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine this woman, you know your child is going out there to do something, and the next minute they are bringing the body of your child, your tender baby, who doesn't know her right from her left, whom that child depends on you for everything, and then somebody just becomes so brutal. This is heartless. This is
You know. Laura, I don't know. I don't know what you have. Do you have
This
something
is
to say?
really so sensitive. The question is, what changed? What's happening? What's the cause of all of this? I still don't get it. I can't answer that question. Because it's so intense, so much so that you feel like the world is coming to an end.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for you to rape a child is one thing, and then to rape and kill the child is another thing. And then what baffles me is, just like you said, these perpetrators are people who see you every day.
Every damn
They
day.
don't come
Probably
from
shaking their
afar.
hands. They walk through your doors. They eat your food.
How did we get here? That's the question.
And like that is not enough. You're raping this child and then you're giving your phone to your son to film this.
I mean, I can't even wrap
What
my head
are
around
you?
that.
That, no,
what are you teaching?
that one is evil.
What are you teaching your
Yes,
son?
you're literally sick.
No,
What are you teaching your
No,
son?
those people are no longer human.
Yes, you're literally
In
sick.
that case,
And
no.
in a situation like that, it shows it's not the first time.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Many times.
And I pray, I know that when Cameroon wants to take action, they do it. And I'm praying and hoping that this is one of the cases where they teach someone else. But at times, I don't even know what is appropriate. Because in the end, some people don't deserve to be behind bars. Some people don't even deserve death. Some
Sentence.
people-
Death sentence.
Some people and situations like this just need people to be castrated. Castrated.
So that
Because
every time
if you
you're reminded
are a
of the
rapist
act.
and you have to rape children, you're castrated. I mean, before we dive into all this, is there something that parents are doing well these days?
I think so.
For my observation, yes. Some things. There's so many things that parents are doing wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the parents
Yeah.
for what's happening, of course not.
Yes.
But as parents, we can all accept our weaknesses and then try to fix the situation at our own level.
Yeah.
We understand that, yes, it is the 21st century, and I mean, cost of living, especially new partners who are struggling to help each other build.
Yeah.
The woman has to work. Unlike back in the day where the woman will sit at home and make sure that every child is in the right place at the right
Yes.
time.
Taken care of.
But
Monitored.
right now,
Obviously, you
yes,
know.
right now, at 7 a.m., parents are out of the house.
Yes.
Both parents are out of the house. They've gone to hustle.
Yeah.
There's no way they cannot do that.
Yes.
So that's one thing that needs to be fixed. And very often, sometimes these parents go out of the house, and then these kids are left with extended family relatives who are living in the house.
Yes.
And very often, these rape cases begin with
The family.
these family relatives who spend more time with your kids
That's true.
than you do.
Yes.
That's one of the errors we are making. Another thing that I notice is the new generation churches. New generation churches would take parents out of the house for the most time.
Yes.
And then they tend to neglect their kids
Exactly.
and their homes.
Yeah.
There's a church just close to my house. At 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., they're in church on a daily. At 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., sometimes it extends to 7 p.m., they're in church every day. And then the Sunday, Now, if a parent leaves the house at 6 a.m. to go to church, it's obvious that the kids are still in the house.
Yes.
So you don't even know how your kid dresses up to go to school.
That's true.
You don't even know if your kid was sick that morning or if they're even taking breakfast because
Yes.
you've gone to church, left the house before them.
Yeah.
Now, say you're working or you own a business, you've gone to that business, taking care of that, and then you have to come home sometime around 6 p.m.
Yes.
That's when at least the kids will still be awake. You can have dinner together and make sure everyone is fine before they go to bed. But now you're going to church instead.
Yes.
And then before you get home, the kids are asleep. So some parents can go for days without even
Monitoring the kids.
seeing them. It's very possible.
Yeah.
Because of, yes, life, the life now, and then the new generation churches. Some of these things have to be fixed. You can't go to church every day. Yes, you have to go to work to hustle. You can't go to church every day. You have to take time to look at your kid.
Yes.
You can't leave your kids in the hands of nannies or extended family relatives, be it female or male.
It
Because
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
It doesn't
matter.
matter.
Like you said, even the male children are being raped.
They are not
and all
safe.
these things begin from their home.
Yes.
And even if a neighbor wants to rape your child,
Yeah.
believe you me, a neighbor would hardly, I'm not saying it's not possible.
Yeah.
A neighbor will hardly rape a child who is closely monitored.
Yes.
Yeah.
A neighbor would find that vulnerable child who is always been abandoned,
Roaming around.
roaming around.
Roaming around.
That's what's going to happen. Even if a teacher or any other, they'll always find that vulnerable
monitor.
child.
Yes.
Because, of course, they'll monitor them. It's not like they just wake up, move around, and pick up any child. And
That's right.
they would monitor the child even for a few hours
Yes.
or for a few days
Yes.
before they do the... God, my God.
And then you have, this is the holy day. This thing where I'm sending you to your uncle, I'm sending you to your aunt. A lot of children have been victimized with that. When this thing in Yaoundé happened, I remember one guy came online and said it was part of his therapy to speak out. His therapist
Yes, I read
asked
that.
him
I read
to
that.
speak out. He used to go for holiday in the village because his father did not have a house there. They'll live with the grandma.
Yes.
Now, grandma had 3 rooms.
Yeah.
The girls will sleep in one room,
The
the
boys in
guys in
another.
one room, then grandma will sleep in her own room. So the first day he reached there, he had to sleep with a cousin. That night, the cousin slept and he started putting his legs, everything on him.
Yeah.
So, you know, guys, they are very sensitive. to
Yeah,
another guy
absolutely.
touching.
Yeah, they're
you
not
know.
touchy like girls.
And he's like, yo, what's up? The guy's like, no, I'm protecting you not to fall off the bed. So the first day he slided. On the second day, while he was sleeping, all of a sudden the cousin got up, took a knife, then came and pulled down his panties.
Oh man, don't even give me the details.
Imagine that kind of trauma. That is already a trauma. And this thing,
It's, I think I just feel that even before, it's not just now that the parents are, and the parents need to take a share of the blame. Some.
yeah, and
It
most
doesn't
times,
entirely happen because
most
you're
times-
not careful.
while I was
it's not.
But
while
it's
I was bringing
important
this is
to-
because of the parents you were saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
The children try to give you
Sometimes they try to give you the
noti-
signal.
the
Yes,
signal.
but you don't pay the
because this
attention.
guy went to the grandma and said, I don't want to sleep in that room again. I want to sleep with you. Grandma is like,
no.
they wanna picking a vote down. We're not too oversoft, we're not too weak. Go and sleep there. You want to sleep with me? How? You know, he went back there and this thing continued. But now he got persistent, like, grandma wants to sleep here. I don't want to sleep there. That's when the grandma like, okay, come and sleep with me. So he had to stay there till he left and went back to town. From then, he didn't want to come back to the village. But later on, he told his dad, you know, when he had grown a little bigger with the sense, and the dad is like, don't worry, that your cousin is even mad right now.
Imagine
That's
that.
the way the
Understand?
situation,
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But it didn't get out of him until when he met this cousin on the road, mad. Then he was like, you know what you did to me, this is the repercussion that you're suffering today. You get more mad, you never get well. That is when he felt like relieved, and that is when he started taking his therapy sessions and all of that, you know. So this is a very sensitive something. I will be right back to continue with this. Stay tuned, and this is life.
Today we're on a very sensitive topic, and as a parent, as a big sister, as a Cameroonian, as a human being, I think at this point, almost every Cameroonian is very emotional, and we have to speak up so much. Everyone's voice has to be heard. And how about we go back to back then when we used to be each other's keeper? I'm scared to send my kid to school. I'm scared to send my kid to any extracurricular activities or the
Oh,
store
sleepovers.
or sleepovers.
Nightmares.
I'm just so scared. But then I have to work as a
Yeah.
parent. How do I manage this?
How do you manage that?
I have to work.
If you have to work, there
So
would have
of
to
course,
be someone.
I'm going to be hours away from my kids.
Yes,
My husband is going to be hours away from his kids.
yes,
How do we manage this?
I know. Very tricky. This is, when you've seen a lot happening to children, just like it's happening right now, at any given time you're away from your child. Not only your child. When you think about maybe your nephews, your nieces, everywhere, scattered, young, vulnerable, you don't know what could be going on at any time, and you worry. I always tell people that life is 70% darkness and 30% light. Meaning you are light in terms of happiness. The moment in which you are actually fully happy than few. Because if something has not happened directly to impact you or make you worry or trigger something, something has happened to someone that you know. It could be a neighbor, it could be a friend,
Of course.
it could be classmate, it could be someone that you know. So at any given time, there's always some bad news happening somewhere that totally dilutes that happiness that maybe you were just about to start experiencing. Now, when you have your child and you have to work because you need to provide, in a case where you're married, or let me say in my case, you have to make sacrifices. It's about choices.
Sure.
Do you want your child or your children to be raised by nannies? That's a choice you have to make. I appreciate the new generation women who think or who say women are equal to men and they want to go out and hustle as much as men will hustle. Meaning, if this man is actually hustling 100%, you want to hustle 100%, what happens to the home? There will be a price to be paid, whether you like it or not. So that is why sometimes you have to sit and figure it out.
You guys have to figure it out.
Who has to be home? Who has to take care of the kids? But if you want your children to be raised by nannies, then it's not just about what can possibly happen. It's also about the morals
Yeah.
of your children. What is this nanny teaching your
Teaching them.
children? Are they values that you share or not? So you can't set a system like that and then tomorrow you say that your child has done this or your child has done that. Your child has been exposed like this or like that. I'm not saying that there is a guarantee that if you are present, something will not go
can
wrong.
Yeah.
But at least when you are present, you know you did your best.
Prevention is better than cure.
You know you did all you could as a mother to be there.
Yep.
And a mother's instinct.
Yeah.
You know why they say
Never
women
lies.
are born to nurture? I don't like to entertain conversations where women argue that a man can do exactly as they do when it
That's-
comes to nurturing children.
That's not true. It's not.
Because it's not true. The instinct of a woman, they are very powerful. A woman can be indoors and something is going wrong outside with the child playing. She'll feel it.
Yeah.
She will feel it. The man could be seated right there with him or with her and will not even realize it. A woman can be in the living room, children are playing out. She's getting all the conversation. She gets them. Don't ask how. But she knows because when she goes out and someone is crying, she knows exactly who made who cry.
cry?
You're gonna be
Yeah.
asking, but how did you know you were indoors? No, she's been listening all through. She's following up what they are saying, the kind of conversations they're having. You're paying attention. So you have to make a sacrifice. Do I want to raise my child, or I want my child to be raised by someone else? What kind of environment do you want to raise your child in? Now, there are women who think that sending your child to your grandmother in the village is perfectly raising that child, and that child is going to be spoiled and all of that. In what environment does your grandmother live in? Who is your grandmother's neighbor? It's not about your grandmother's house only. Who is the neighbor? You don't know the people living around there. You don't know what they can do to your child. But all you're looking at is your grandma's house. Your grandma's house can be safe, but the environment is not. So there's a lot you need to look at when it comes to making those decisions on how to protect your children. Because believe it or not, they are children just for some few years. And if you cannot be present within those years, you are alive, you're strong. If you cannot be present within those years, what are you doing? You have to look for money, no doubt, but can you find a way to look for money and still be present?
Yeah.
And not be a
God for today.
stranger.
Thank God for today that you can have women working from home, okay?
Yeah.
They can still do something. Women can still sell from home. There are things women can do. And for example, you're an actor, Laura. If you get married today, like it or not, your career is going to slow down.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That is something you accept.
Yeah.
Because if you do not accept it, then you're far from reality. Because no matter how much your husband will compromise, when the kids start coming, you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to be called on projects and you're going to turn them down. I'm sorry, I can't make it. You're home to take care of your child. Not because you don't have a nanny. A nanny could be right there, but guess what? You want to be there to observe the nanny. Who is observing the nanny when you're not?
No, brother.
Cameras don't do the same shit.
No, they don't.
They don't. We've watched, all of us, seen videos and seen things that nannies do to children. 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. Forget sexual abuse. All the things that they do to them.
No other forms of abuse.
Physical
The
abuse.
things they force down their throat to eat. A child is constantly sick and you don't even know why. It's a horrible world out there. And I am pleading with women. It's not a battle between men and women. Women are born nurturers. Take care of your children. Make the sacrifices you need to make to be there for your children. I will give you a personal, how I live personally. I will tell you, my daughter is 7. But from the day she was born, she's never had a nanny. Never, ever had a nanny. I've never had to leave my daughter behind with someone else to spend a night. My daughter is either with me or the father. And that is a decision that you make. You understand?
Yeah.
And if you cannot make this decision, nobody can make it for you.
No.
Have I been able to miss out on opportunities because of that? Yes.
So,
Has my husband missed out on opportunities because of that? Yes. She will not be a baby forever. But while she is a baby, while she is our baby, she is our priority. It's not a job. The job you can lose any day. But as a mother, as a father, your child, your children are your priority. So find what works. Let someone be able to go do the 9 to 5s, for example. Can the other person be able to do something that keeps their schedule more flexible? All of you cannot do 9 to 5.
no way.
There is no way you want to be parents and all of you are doing 9 to 5. By the time you come back home, you're all tired, you're exhausted. Nobody's even paying attention or asking these children, how was your day? You are not having a conversation with them to ask what happened. You are not initiating these conversations. And this is one thing I want to talk about. Are the children of today talking to us?
No.
That's the question.
Are they scared of us? Are they communicating to us? If an uncle out there says, come to my room, does your daughter come to tell you that this uncle said, come to my room? Where are we failing? I think from the moment that women decided to start competing with men, that is where we failed.
That's what we feel.
Women need to go back to the drawing board and realize that they are women and they are meant to nurture children.
Yeah.
If it means you have to lose your job and nurture those children for some years, go and nurture the children. That is what your instincts are made for. Really, because I think we've been beaten around the bush, but most women are avoiding the reality of this
That's it.
situation.
We run away
They are
from it.
blaming everyone else but us.
For themselves.
You can't leave a child roaming around, comes back from school, roaming around. Oh, I'm going to do this here with my friend. I'm going to do that. You're like, okay, please come. Who?
No, let them go. I beg my rest. Let them go.
You
No,
understand?
noise.
Because you are
You
exhausted.
are tired. You think you're tired. You are exhausted.
Yo.
My sweetheart, let them be there around you and you be tired. Let them be there and you be tired.
Yeah, and some very minor situations. Another thing is a parent can be present, a mom can be present, but how keen are you?
You are
How do you
emotionally
handle
disconnected.
situations?
Yes.
You can be present but emotionally disconnected.
Yes.
For example, I would talk about what happened recently in Douala. Was it Douala or Yaoundé with the woman who killed herself
And the children.
the kids? Trust me, before she got to that level, if you were close to them, you would realize that she was emotionally
Yes.
disconnected from those kids. Because if you're emotionally close to your kids, there's just
No way you can do
harm
that.
them. So she had been emotionally.
You can harm yourself, maybe, but not
You
the
can harm
children.
yourself and not the kids. So she probably had been emotionally very disconnected from those kids. Why? Because she had issues with her husband.
Amen.
Yes. So women can still be present. Oh, because you feel that what your man is doing, you could still do that. That makes you disconnected
Yes.
emotionally, physically, psychologically from your family.
Yeah.
I've seen situations like that. For example, my mom raised us. She made sure that every single thing was noticed. I could have been raped several times in the house, but my mom raised me up a very courageous woman.
Yeah.
From childhood in school, I would be one of those kids who would say rhymes, stand in front of the crowd and speak. And that's how my mom raised me. And why did she raise me so? I asked her one time, she said she didn't want any situation where I'll be abused in any form.
Yeah.
If anybody in there catch it, they knew me. If you just say anything doesn't sound good, I'm going to tell my
your
mom.
mother.
And the way she reacts.
Yeah.
So there was one time, there was this guy living in our house. Extended family. It's always the case. For some reason, I think it was during holidays. I don't quite remember. We had to, the house wasn't too big, so we're sleeping on the same beds. So some people used to pee on the bed. They're like, oh, those of you who are peeing on, it used to be girls this side, boys this side. And then at some point, they're like, oh, these people pee on the bed, so you go that side. Those who don't pee, you go that, share yourselves like that. That's how the mix-up came about.
Yeah.
This guy started touching me at night. He would touch me. The first time, okay, touch me. That's when, like the third time, he would try to touch. They would come slowly to make feel very uncomfortable. The fact that my mom raised me to speak up when something is wrong.
Yeah.
There was something was happening in the house. I think it was Easter or something. There were a lot of people in the house at night. Family members had come. I decided to speak up that time. Everybody was around.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell my mom. That time.
Yeah.
Now, my mom, who doesn't take anything like.
Yeah.
The next day, she took me to the hospital. She blew up.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood, the whole family, there was so. And then the next day, I went after we left the hospital and came back. I never got to see that cousin of mine. Never until today. I've never seen him.
Yeah.
Now that's another different case.
Yeah.
Another parent would be like, okay, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. It's
So
okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay. But another parent will say, you know what?
This was an attempt.
This was an attempt.
Which means.
And the
you
fact
have
that she
the
reacted
opportunity.
in that manner, I knew that she didn't even have to speak
That
to me.
sends a message to
It
everyone
sent
else.
Everyone else around me,
Yes.
and even myself as a child, as young as I was, I
know
knew
you're
that
protected.
I am protected.
Yes.
I knew that if I speak up,
There will be.
nobody's going to blame me.
Exactly.
They're going to hail me. That made me protect myself first.
Yes.
Until I was mature enough.
Yeah.
You could not tell me anything.
Yeah.
I knew that my mom was there to protect me.
Exactly.
So if you raise your child, if you're present and you raise your children in fear,
That's
it will still
another
happen
problem.
right in front
Yes.
of your nose.
Yes. They will not talk to you.
They won't talk to
And
you.
Laura, there's this thing where parents promote without knowing. you hear an elderly person tell the child, my wife, my woman, my
Oh
woman.
my God.
My master, my master, my master. That's how it starts.
It starts like that.
You know, hey, Naya master, no worry.
Oh, yeah.
Naya master that.
When you tell your child that, what are you insinuating?
It means feel free with this person.
Yes,
It's okay.
I trust him.
I trust this person. So
trust this person.
whatever he says,
It's okay.
obey.
Yeah.
It's really sad because you know one thing. What is worst is a mother who turns a blind eye on the child being raped because of financial benefits with a partner.
That's another level of, that's insane.
There are women out there whose children have been raped. They know they have been raped by their partners and they turn a blind eye to it. They do not care as long as they are being taken care of. They have shelter. They have every other thing that they need. They do not care what this man does to you. And it is important that we stop sometimes and ask ourselves, did we just give birth to these children or we are being their mothers? And at night, you sleep with that same man abusing your child? What goes through your mind in this process? Or you don't think, as long as there's the money. So, I don't know if it worked before, there was something that worked before. But right now, it's not working. This whole husband out, wife out, kids home, with nannies, with neighbors, it's not working. You cannot trust your child with people. You can only trust your child with you because you know you. You just have to do your part. How else do I put it?
Parents,
We are not
the
God,
king.
right? We do our part and God does the rest.
Yeah.
Because He's the ultimate protector. No mother needs to live like this. No mother needs to experience what this little girl's mother just experienced. It is a pain that takes you to your grave. And anyone who is capable of inflicting such a pain on a little child, on a little child's family, deserves to be castrated. It's looking like out of 10 people that you meet on the road, I'm not sure that 8 of them are normal. I'm not sure that 7 are even normal. So, the probability that every day your child comes in contact with at least one of such
Yeah.
is troubling.
It is troubling. Indeed, it is troubling.
It's very troubling.
I think more voices have to be heard. The government has to do something, and it has to be done.
There has to be a real punishment
There has
out
to
there
be.
that can make people stop.
Yeah.
Not just in the books, implemented.
Yeah.
And until the society also joins in this, I was really happy when I saw the population of Bamenda women
Yes, I
came
saw
out,
that.
you know, and
to
they were-
protest.
yeah,
Yeah.
to protest against this. Like it was becoming something else.
Yes.
We cannot continue to see our kids being raped. We cannot continue to go through this pain. We cannot continue to see our children being put to trauma,
Yes.
of which they didn't ask for.
They don't even know what is happening.
You
They
understand?
have no idea.
They have no
what's happening
idea
to
of
them
what
and
is
their tiny
happening to them.
bodies. So we have to.
What do you even explain to them?
Yes, they have to. There's so much that the government can do. I mean, apart from punishing these predators,
Yes.
they could organize, campaigns could be organized, not just by the government, by NGOs,
By NGOs,
by
in
women
schools and
by
all of that.
women like
Yes.
me and you can
Yes.
go to schools and speak to not just the girl child, but
the
also the boy child.
Boys are
Because
being abused.
these, I think another reason why we're here today is because there's a lot of emphasis has been on the girl child
Yeah.
for
Yes.
the past years, and the boy child was being neglected.
And now, look
And now
at what is happening.
this is what is happening because these people are now the predators. I'm not saying that women don't abuse a boy child, but more often the percentage of female children being abused is more than that of the males. And I think that one of the things is one of the reasons is we at some point neglected the boy child in terms of education and trainings like this. Because if you're telling the girl child, oh, if someone touches you here, tell me. If he touches you here, tell me. You should be able to tell your boy child that you're not supposed to touch this person, or you're not supposed to have these thoughts. So we have to do that. If we're doing these campaigns, it has to be on both ends, and we have to go as far as villages, especially to parents who are not as exposed as we are, to be able to have these conversations with their children. We should be able to tell ourselves the truth.
Yes.
Because if you do not accept the truth, then you can't implement.
You can find a solution.
You can't find a solution, not to talk of implementing any other solution that any other person is going to bring up to you. So there's so many things that needs to be done, and it needs to be done now.
And it starts with all of us.
All of us.
Everyone should be involved. Everyone should be observant. It doesn't only have to be your child.
Yeah.
You have to observe other kids. You know, I remember the other day, just because of how I've raised, I don't know, my daughter, she's conscious about certain things, and she knows that there are just certain things that nobody needs to see. You know, even when it comes to basic things like where to pee, it starts with that consciousness. Most people don't realize it. You do not train your child to just be comfortable because there are kids peeing anywhere. No. Once you train them that they can pee anywhere, they are not as conscious about their private parts as they should be. When my daughter was 5, it was a hassle one time when Moliko and she needed to pee. I took her somewhere, the back of a building. There was nobody inside, I will tell you. And I said, Mama, it's okay, you can sit and pee. She cried. She said she's not peeing. I said, why are you not peeing? She said, because when she starts peeing, somebody can walk there. It took me a lot of convincing, but then I had taught her that. But then she needed to pee, and I had to undo that just for that moment. I'm like,
save her bladder.
Yes, I'm standing. So she needs to know you're standing, you're guarding her. It creates that boundary. It creates that boundary, that space. So she knows even if she has friends home and she needs to take a bath, how dare you open her room? You understand? No, you even me sometimes just like, Mom, I'm undressing. Boundaries. So even little things like children just peeing by the road, mothers, fathers, you have to be careful. And also, yes, we are talking about rape, and in no way should someone's dressing provoke you to do that to them. But this is one thing I have to say. I don't know what's going on with the mothers of today. Why you want all of yours of a sudden for your children to become adult at a very tender age.
Yeah.
With everything that is happening in our community, women are still not learning.
This is fashion.
You can't have your daughter, your children wearing skirts with no leggings. I don't care what kind of fashion that is. Why are you having them wearing skirts without leggings? I don't care how long that skirt is. You got to put them some leggings. Because at that age, they don't yet know how to compose themselves when they're sitting. They're going to sit carelessly. Why are you having your child wearing lipstick?
And see, the leggings is even better. I saw someone around 5 years child, crop top, very short skirt. Yeah.
Why are you having them dance the kind of music they are dancing like that?
Like adults.
Mothers.
Why are you having your children twerking?
Why are you having your children around adults?
Why are you having your children?
Adults cannot come home and your children are dancing in front of people and they...
You're having conversations and your children
Because
are there.
when we talk about these things, we need to look at some of the things that could be factors.
Yeah.
It is in no way a justification for what a beast will do to a child.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But I am saying that there are just some things that we should pay attention to. You can't do that. You can't treat or want your child to grow up so big. Let children be children for as long as they can be children. Why are you in a rush for your child to wear heels? What happened to simple, basic shoes that children can wear? What is it with all the wigs or whatever the hell you put on their hair? The makeup on their birthday? What is it with the nails? One time I had a lady come with her daughter to my house and, for some reason, I saw things I didn't like. I said, no, I'm not comfortable. I really do not care how you're raising your child. But if your child is going to be in the space where my child is, there are laws, there are rules you have to follow. I don't care. In your house, you can do you. But in my house, there are rules. If I wear something very short, Bosinti doesn't care if I'm preparing to go. Mom, your legs are out. That's what she knows. You set the example. You can't be moving around with bum shorts, bra, in your house and your children watching, your daughters watching, and then you want to go tell them that don't dress like this. Be the example you want them to be. How about that? How about that? It's as simple as that. So we need to really take some responsibility because you have no control at a certain point when they wild out and they're having all these things and they say, we want to wear it. And mommy used to wear it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't tell them that I am wearing it because I am mommy. No.
And sometimes mommies take pride where it so that would be like competition, mommy and daughter.
Matching outfits.
Matching outfits.
So I'm just saying we should pay a little bit more attention. Do your best. Do your best. Let your children, be innocent as long as they can be. And watch the kind of cartoons that your children watch.
Cartoons.
Why are you having sleepovers? No, to really talk about these things. No sleepovers. I don't know how your child is raised. I'm not entertaining any sleepover with my daughter. I can bet on the upbringing of your child. You understand? I don't know his mind. I don't know her mind. Lady, I'm not just talking about the man here. Even if it's a lady, it's a girl. I don't know your daughter's mind. She's not having a sleepover with my daughter. So if she comes to sleep in my daughter's house, no problem. I can sleep with my daughter. She can sleep on another bed. I'm cool with that. There's no such thing as I am sleeping with my friend or my friends. And no. Boundaries.
Only when we set these boundaries, then we can begin to
boundaries
to fight this.
Yes, because sometimes people are going to look at it like what do you think about my child? It's not about what I think about my child.
No, I don't know your child. I don't know.
You understand? If it's a child that I know, that's different. Because they're children, so that you also know their minds. You've been with them. They've been around. They're like your own children. You understand that. But children just come and all of a sudden, let's go to this room. Let's go and sleep. Sleep what? And they close the door in your house? How are they closing the door? Shutting the door? No. You're leaving that damn door open.
If no one is doing any sleepover.
What are you doing a sleepover for?
What sleepover for? You guys meet in school. You guys can play around for it.
If parents who would want to do that, the children sleep in the living room where it's open and there's nothing like, that's what
you can't.
I am not.
I'm just saying for parents who want the sleepover.
Yeah, sleep in the living room and
they should sleep in the living room. You understand?
No, you won't give me that. That's too much work for me. I need to sleep and rest. Nobody is sleeping over. No child is sleeping over.
Because you want to wake up at night
to wake up and you watching. No, nobody is doing any sleepover. Sleep in your house. You come play for a few hours. Go back to your house. My child goes back. Yes,
exactly.
Right. There's this thing too where I think people have to be punished too, and this goes especially to ladies because they have done that more than men. Where a lady would want a man, and at the end of the day, you can't have him. You bring up fake story that he raped you.
Oh yeah.
They have to give you the same punishment as a rapist.
Yes, they have to.
You have to face the same punishment as
you
a
have
rapist.
To.
Yes.
Because you're putting their life in danger.
One, you have how they call it? You've soiled that person's name. You have taken the respect from that person, and then sometimes those people suffer the punishment for no good reason.
No good reason.
So you have to suffer the same punishment.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, it should go both ways.
Yeah,
and it's like laughing at those who have actually been raped, those who have actually been raped, it's like
You're mocking.
undermining,
Yeah, undermining
what rape is.
That situation.
Yes.
And please, let's
You
stop
can-
let's stop shaming those who come out to speak. There are people who have boldness to come out
Men
and
or
speak.
women.
And when you start doing this thing, it also stops those who don't really have that, confidence enough to speak to.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you're silencing every victim. And know that as you're silencing them, you're giving room for more trauma, depression, and that is why you see at the end of the day somebody will just decide to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And you start asking, but this person used to look happy.
Yeah.
This person was fun. What could have pushed this person to commit suicide? Sometimes we are the people that push these
them.
people to commit
Especially the men. They feel like they need to be strong every time.
suicide.
The society doesn't give them that environment where they feel like they need to open up.
Yeah.
So you got to be strong. What is it? And then even when men
Some
say
laugh,
that they were
hey,
raped,
you man pikin, they
you
rape
know,
you.
other men laugh at them.
Yes.
Did you laugh over it?
Not only men, even women, they rape you.
Yes. They
You
say,
man
how
pikin.
can you be raped? I'm like, I remember when this filmmaker came out, Ashir Victor, remember? When he came out and spoke about his situation and really talked about it. The comments that you see sometimes are just disgusting. This is someone talking about their trauma, and it's funny. So we need to really just create an environment where both men and women can feel comfortable to share their experiences and, get off the whole trauma, and it's our responsibility.
It is.
This has been,
as humans.
yeah.
This has been a very hectic conversation, very emotional, deep, and very sensitive. You don't need to have a child before you can feel the pain of another. You don't have to be a victim before you can feel the pain of another. We all are in this together. Let's fight against rape. Let's support and give strength to the victims. And we call on all the victims to start speaking up. And we call on our community to stand up and fight this race. It is you, it is me, it is the community, it is the government. We cannot fight this alone. We fight it as a society. We fight it as a team. This is life.
This is life.
This is life.
Until next time. Bye-bye.